So I started this channel really all about semis and building them, maintaining them, helping drivers and owner operators, helping mechanics that work on them, and helping shop owners, make their shop more efficient and such. But I got other interests as well in the shop. I mean, inside the shop, literally. So I thought I'd, share some of that and let you know, a little bit of other stuff that I do here. You can see right there, that is my project that I really hope I finish sometime, but I'm so busy, I don't know when this will happen, but I want it to happen. Don't you? Look at this thing. If anybody can recognize this vehicle by sight in this really poor quality video with the front clip missing, props to you. I would appreciate anybody who recognizes it right there. But let me tell you a little bit about it. I'll switch the camera around so I can show it off as I'm talking. So this is my 1949 Plymouth Suburban. Yeah, I love it. As a truck guy, you just gotta appreciate a visor, don't you? Look at this thing. It's got all the patina. It's been there for decades. 49, everybody. This thing's pretty solid. Me and my wife left the kids with some family for a weekend or so, and we went up to North Dakota to pick this up. And it's pretty solid. Pretty, the engine was locked up and everything, which obviously that is not the engine that came out of it. But anyway, it needs floorboards. I got them all cut out. There's the transmission. There's the new brake booster and dual cylinder brake, master cylinder for the brakes there. So I had bought 1995 utility van off of my brother's neighbor, who owned a heating and cooling company. It had a 350 with a 700 R4 in it, and regularly serviced, ran great. So I drove it for a few months and stuff. Enjoyed having a van that scared mothers with kids. It's that sort of van. But it had a good engine and transmission in it. A 350 with a 700 R4 that worked well. That's a pretty good setup. And here local to me, and this will give everybody who wants to know where I'm at a hint. So in New Carlisle, Ohio, there was this shop, hot rod shop, that had been around for decades, called Butch's Cool Stuff. And they're out of business now. But before they went out of business, I bought this adapter kit that was a set of motor mounts and different stuff, to put put a small block Chevy in a 1949 Suburban make it fit and clear the steering, you know. And it also, it told me what exhaust manifolds to use to make the clearance. I mean, it's really, really good information, and just a really cool place to visit. It's so sad and disappointing that Butch's Cool Stuff went out of business. I feel really, really lucky to get one of their last kits. That's also where I got this this whole brake booster setup and master cylinder setup. Obviously, you know, my phone doesn't want to focus on it, but yeah, I'm really pleased with having bought all this stuff before Butch's went out. You can see, you know, we had to clearance the firewall a little bit to make that engine fit, but we got it in there. We got the 700R4 in there. This thing's got a lot of power for the size of this vehicle. I mean, it rolls so easy once you inflate the tires, which they're not now. But we put disc brake on it, and I lowered the front end mechanically. I don't know. Airbags are one thing on a truck, but when it comes to a car, I don't know. There's something about me that really, really appreciates a static mechanical system. Like I really appreciate having to install skid plates on your vehicle to not rip everything out from underneath it. I don't know. That's just me. That's my thing. I just, when it comes to a car, airbags don't do it for me. I like having something real and static. Same with nitrous. I don't want a power adder. I want power all the time. So anyway, I just had a customer show up and interrupt me and everything, but when it comes to lowering this vehicle, I think you can see here, I cut some pockets in the lower A-frame here and moved the shocks down, or I mean the springs down into the pocket like 1.5 inches or so. And yeah, I guess I should mention, Plymouth was ahead of their time in 1949. This is a independent front suspension, IFS, in 1949, and they only did one thing wrong that you don't want to keep and not upgrade, or you know, they did a great job. I mean, 1949, and you can't badmouth this suspension. The one thing that they did was their steer shocks were mounted on the back side of this upper A-arm, right there. Don't you love my phone? Guys, you keep watching, and I'm going to do something about this and get something better. But anyway, on the back side of this, they mounted the top of the shock. And on the lower A-arm, you can see the stud right there at the end of my finger was the other end of the shock. Now, that don't work because the top and bottom A-arm both move. Because of the spring in the middle, they move maybe... Well, no, honestly, that shock did nothing. So what we're going to do is we're going to remount the top mount for the shock to the frame. And so then you'll actually have a working shock that does something. But the rest of the suspension is going to be all Plymouth yet modified. So you can lower one of these by making a pocket for the bottom of your spring and lowering it. You don't want to cut the spring. Don't cut a spring on an IFS. The companies make these springs dialed in to ride correctly for your vehicle. If you cut the spring, you miss up the spring rate, and it's never going to ride as good as if it's a complete spring. If you don't want to make a pocket like that, you need to get an aftermarket spring that hasn't been cut, so you don't have a harsh ride. You need to have a good spring rate for a good ride. So the other thing I did was I modified these kingpin or spindles for the kingpin. See, originally, thank you, phone. Thanks for zooming in or focusing. Anyway, we're not going to get it real clear here, but anyway, that spindle, or not spindle, but the knuckle for the spindle, it used to be mounted lower on that knuckle there. Everybody deal with me. I'm sorry. I'm not going to re-record this video because that's not me. You deal with what I give you, I guess. But anyway, so you see here where my kingpin goes through on this knuckle. It used to be down here. I moved it up, which dropped the whole vehicle. That's 2 inches maybe, almost 2 inches, 1 3/4, something like that. It's been a long time since I did it. Anyway, between pocketing those springs and doing that with the knuckle, we lowered the front end of this significantly. I honestly, I can't wait to get this on the road and just, drag it over every hill and bump I come across. I'm gonna probably make some skid plates, and we'll make a lot of sparks as I drive, I'm sure. But as long as you got momentum, you can get through all that. One other thing, I know I don't have a huge audience right now, but if anybody that's listening to me happens to know someone who can help me, I'm in Ohio. I bought this from North Dakota. Ohio is not very friendly to a person in my situation. I've got a good bill of sale, but I don't have a title. If anybody can help me get a legitimate title. I've went to the title department like 2 or 3 times about this, and the people working there, they don't know what to do to help me. You contact North Dakota and send them this. Well, North Dakota let me know that's like obsolete paperwork you sent us, and we can't deal with it. Basically they're telling me, you got to work with our system in order to get anything from us, and that comes from Ohio sending me in that direction. So, I mean, I hate dealing with government. If anybody can help me, I would really, really appreciate it, because this is horrible, and it's really stalled me up. I haven't worked on this project for a long time because I don't want to deal with the government on this project. Would somebody want to help me? I'd appreciate it. In the meantime, doesn't everybody want to see this on the road? I do. Thanks. Bye.